to tell you too, there's just that everybody has been reading the news and knows what's going on with COVID these last couple of years. And what's happening in Hopkinton is pretty universal throughout the country, certainly in Massachusetts. One of the things, I know most of you are familiar with the Youth Risk Behavior Survey, and 2 years ago, I think it was 2019, basically the survey said that about 30% of high school students reported feeling so sad or hopeless for a 2-week period or longer that they stopped doing their usual activities. Well, that's an early sign of depression. 30%. 2 years ago, about 18% of high school students said that they had thought about suicide, that they had seriously considered suicide. Again, staggering numbers. And about 7% report that they made a suicide attempt.
What do I need to do? Who do I need to reach out to in order to be at a place where I can say, all right, let's talk about that driver instructor. What didn't feel so great about that? And tell me more about that, right? An important thing that Jim mentioned that I want to really reiterate is sometimes kids might not want to come to you first, or they might be a little hesitant. Sometimes that can feel like, ouch, what, you don't want to come to me first? But in this kind of situation, it's really helpful to have your own community to think about who can you talk to, who can be a good active listener for you, and who could you reach out to maybe have a little different spin or way of asking questions so your child has more than one person that he or she can talk to. And then what do you know about your child, right? What is his or her coping skill? If you're the kind of person who likes to give a lot of information, right? You're problem solving, you like to give a lot of information, but your child's like, just tell me like when it's time for me to know. I don't want to have too much advanced information. You want to know that about him or her, right? So you find a better time, a time where he or she is more receptive to the conversation. What soothes your child? I find that it's really important to think about, we do a lot of problem solving when we're worried about emotional health because we're worried about consequences, but going back to what you know can also be really soothing in the moment. Do they like to go for a walk? Do they like to watch movies? Can you just kind of sit and be a good active listener? Or maybe not even talk at all, but having that calming presence can be very helpful. So that's what I mean by going back to what you know and sort of using those skills.